name is Jarrod. I'm the founder and president of JP, and very excited to have you here. As our organization has one of the sponsors, along with several other very generous corporate sponsors that have allowed us to bring this conference to you. So hopefully this conference will allow us to provide a platform to share with one another and to grow the strength and the excitement within the diving industry. So without further ado, I'm not going to sit and prattle along. I'd like to welcome Thomas Dederichs, chairman of the board from BTS. Thomas?
So let me try if the microphone is working out. Are you getting me well? I am nervous because somebody told me you should speak about the extinction of scuba diving, and you do have the opening. That doesn't work together. Entertaining, that's my goal. I would like to entertain you in the same way as I would like to tell you what I believe we are going for, but statistics are a contraindication itself. So, what I would like to do, I would like to change the title. Change the title to Living to Dive, Alive for Diving.
So we decided to came here to this conference in Kiel just to meet a lot of friends, maybe make new appointments for new projects, and this is what we already did last night. It worked out well, and we're really looking forward for interesting talks at the edge of scientific work and just to learn new aspects as well, right?
Okay, so now we'll move on, and it's with great pleasure that I welcome our next speaker. 2 PhDs and more than 150 scientific journals is quite impressive. I think. Wow, you're even impressed. He's quite a renowned and enjoyable speaker, and I learned that Constantino Balestra, as we said. Balestra means crossbow, so if you have any rude questions, be careful. You're not sure what might come your way. And also, he is representing Dan in Europe, so please welcome Mr. Balestra.
I don't know if you hear me. That's just right, okay? I'm afraid my talk will be a little bit more boring than Thomas' one, but that's okay. You know, you have to survive a little bit. So, just introduce a different direction that we are looking at in research in Bern. It's just, of course, not that difficult before diving, during diving, after diving. That's not so difficult, actually. But when we go back in the early times, the heroic times, we were doing kind of research that we can call digital research, because we are using our hands, actually. We do kind of digital research today as well, but not exactly the same way. The first more or less research that has been done by Dan was in '76 with Jacques Mayol during his 105 meters dive.
My name is Thomas Dederichs. You can pronounce it Dederichs if you like. I am the CEO of BTS Europe. BTS Europe is the main sponsor of the conference. As a main sponsor, we pushed hard getting the conference to Europe. Europe is offering us a couple of opportunities. This place here and the facility, the infrastructure is just excellent. I was impressed seeing the big meeting room fitting 700 people, and we didn't fill it completely, so we do have something to do in future, but we reached up close to 400 people, and it was an impressive audience.
Good morning. I enjoyed the conference very much so far, especially the socializing part, meeting all those divers from everywhere in the world. I like the party part in the evening.
I decided to start with this image. Unfortunately, it's a bit dark because there's a bit too much light in the room. But it's an image of the sea, as you can see. It's great. Thank you. There is a guy.
I like to think so, but...
Well, where was this picture taken? Can anyone tell me where this picture was taken? Obviously not. Because this picture could have been taken anywhere in the world, and at any moment in time, of course, supposedly after photography was invented. But it could be 50 years from now in the future when the oceans are going to be acid and too hot and we're all going to be dead.
We came to the conference because of our baseline project in Holland, and we just came here to share and gather information, but it's exceeding expectations already because we're hearing things about doing saunas before diving, using a vibrator to off-gas more easily. It's very interesting to see just all this information is out there, but we're just not sharing, and now it's coming together, so it's a great conference already.
I will start with the first boxes, which is let's define gas exchanges. And before we do anything, we have to recognize that we have to simplify the situation because the physiology is too complex. So we have to define a simplified diver. So we start with this diver and we remove and keep only the essential. So I'll start with brain and the spinal cord. Lungs. Then I will add some blood circulation to distribute the gas to the tissue. I put some more tissue, which are going to be important for the rest of the presentation. Articulation, more tissue, and that is the final touch.
Okay, so we're finally getting rolling with a conference we've been planning for more than 6 months now, and it's really nice to see all that hard work come together. We're quite excited. You never really know exactly what to expect from a conference, but in this particular case, the turnout's been remarkable. We've got a great group of people from all over the world. We haven't counted up the totals yet, but I think that most of the major countries are represented. We have somewhere in the order of 350 to 400 speakers and a really full line of very interesting presentations over the weekend. So we're sorry that we're missing you, but I hope you join us in the future, and we look forward to seeing you at a diving site near you.
Now, one of the things that's quite commonly talked about with rebreathers is gas logistics. People say, you don't need as much gas for a rebreather. I've seen photos of, and on foreign trips, I've been in the water with my people and seen other people in the water with a ludicrously inadequate bailout. People at 100 metres with a couple of 40 cubic foot aluminium cylinders. You might as well not take anything. It's just delaying the inevitable. But if you carry the right amount of bailout, where the logistics come in is a photo on the left there, very kindly supplied by Jarrod, is a big part of open circuit dive kit.
So far, I'm enjoying the conference very much because I'm enjoying a lot of the opportunity to hear from people like Dr. Simon Mitchell, listen to decompression theory, some of the cutting edge science from people that normally I would just read their work. Now I get to actually talk to them in person, visit with them. So that's a terrific opportunity and well worth the 12-hour flight, 5-hour plane ride to get here.
Found the most interesting thing, though, I thought was Richard Lundgren's presentation because of the pure passion that speaks out of it. I love wreck diving, and I really love the history behind wrecks, and I thought he brought that forward in a very interesting way. And I think that was, for me, that was the highlight of this conference.
What I'm going to talk about is a wreck called Mars, and it's usually called makalös in Swedish, and that means magnificent. That means that it's something spectacular. And I'm going to try to do my very best to show you why that is, why this is a truly unique and special thing. So basically what we're going to talk about is a wreck discovery, and I'm going to try to lead you into first the history of this wreck, tell you why this big warship was actually built from the very beginning. But then obviously I want to spend some time talking about how we made this discovery, and I want to emphasize we. It's a large group of people that are behind the discovery like this, and it takes of course lots of time and so on. So I want to emphasize that.
My name's Lauren Evans, and I decided to come to the conference because I've been a member of GUE since 2003, and I have yet to have attended a conference. Fortunately, my work allowed me to get away this weekend so that I was able to travel to Kiel, Germany, which is very, very beautiful, and it's an awesome opportunity for me to meet a lot of European counterparts with GUE. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and there are not a lot of American reps here this year, but it was definitely worthwhile coming here because I've made some great connections with a lot of people from Europe. Numerous invitations to come diving over here, which I will be taking people up on, and I'm looking forward to learning more about the European contingent for GUE. Yesterday's presentations were really awesome. I was really impressed by the amount of information and the depth of research that's been done in the area of diving, especially in terms of the research that's being done about decompression and what impacts effective decompression strategies for technical divers. Probably my favorite session, though, was about the discovery of the Moscow in the Baltic Sea, or the Black Sea. I found that to be really amazing because of the amount of historical research that went into that particular project and then the amount of time and dedication that that team had to find that vessel. They really understood the whole story about that ship, and when they found it, I think it just added a lot to what they did with that discovery. And I also thought it was really interesting about how they were able to blend some great humor into a really serious topic and also blend in some really beautiful footage. So all in all, it was a long journey from Seattle to Kiel, but it was 100% worth it, and I'm glad I'm here.
I can say that the attack was a success.
It's a good possibility to spread our contacts and to get some international contacts and maybe build up some projects with friends from all over the world.
I guess the question we should start with in a presentation about deep air is, what is deep air? And I'm back to my opening photograph here. I'm kneeling on this is a place called Northern Arch at the Four Knights Islands in New Zealand. I'm kneeling on a patch of sand here, which is probably at about 38 metres, maybe a little bit deeper where I'm kneeling. I'm wearing a rebreather, I'm essentially breathing nitrox. This diver up here is probably about 35 metres. And in fact, the diver's name is Dawn Kanagas, and she's a GUE trained diver. And right now, she's thinking, I'm in the shit now, because Simon Mitchell's showing this photograph at the GUE conference. And here I am at 35 metres. So I guess, from your point of view, that is deep air, isn't it? That's your definition. If we go to this slide here, I think there are a number of ways you can define it. I think we'd all accept that diving down to 30 metres on air is an acceptable undertaking. I don't think there's anybody who sort of sets their threshold at shallower than that.